What if the most powerful king in the world wasn't remembered for his armies, but for a single act of mercy? What if one decision, made in complete silence, changed the fate of an entire kingdom? This is the story of a ruler whose strength wasn't measured by the sword he carried, but by the compassion hidden inside his heart. Let's begin. The morning sun slowly rose over the ancient kingdom, painting the palace walls in shades of gold. From a distance, everything looked peaceful. Merchants opened their shops, children laughed through the streets, and soldiers proudly guarded the city gates. But behind the palace walls, peace was only an illusion. King Zulkarnaim sat alone in the royal chamber, staring at a map spread across his wooden table. Reports from every corner of the kingdom had arrived before sunrise. Some spoke of growing prosperity, while others warned of corruption, greed, and injustice creeping into the villages. The king closed his eyes. He knew a ruler could never trust beautiful words alone. To understand the truth, he had to see it with his own eyes. That night, without royal clothes or bodyguards, he disguised himself as an ordinary traveler and quietly left the palace. The streets looked completely different after dark. The cheerful voices were gone. Instead, he heard whispers, fear, and quiet cries from homes hidden in the shadows. As he walked deeper into the city, he noticed an elderly woman sitting outside a small, broken house. She held an empty bowl while two young children slept beside her. The king stopped. "Gentlemen," she softly asked every passerby, "does anyone have a little bread?" Most people looked away. Some pretended not to hear. The king slowly approached her. "Mother," he asked gently, "why are you sitting here so late?" The old woman smiled sadly. "Because hope always arrives late." Her answer struck his heart harder than any sword ever could. She explained that her husband had died years ago, her sons had disappeared during the last war, and the taxes demanded by local officials had left her with nothing. The king listened in complete silence. No one knew the stranger standing before them was the ruler of the entire kingdom. Before leaving, he quietly placed a small pouch of gold beside her and whispered, "Tomorrow, justice will arrive." The woman looked up with tears in her eyes. She believed he was simply a kind traveler. She had no idea she had just spoken directly to the king. As the king continued walking through the sleeping city, he realized something terrifying. The greatest enemy of a kingdom wasn't a foreign army. It was injustice growing quietly from within, and before the next sunrise, someone inside the palace would be forced to answer for it. To be continued.